Yeah. Lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Yeah. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunes. Lunático.
You will see who is the mass murderer.
Oh, Lord. Not good.
In Tampa Bay, the state of Florida. You will know why what occurred on March 18, 2018 occurred.
Not jobs, not jobs, y'all. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
And the evidence is going to show that law enforcement tampered with evidence to meet their such high burden of proof.
So he's saying he did it, but he's saying he didn't like the way they gathered the evidence. You can't make this shit up.
Because originally, it wasn't enough. So we had to tamper with evidence. Since it was such evident already.
Yeah, your average bandit tried to get away with murking some beautiful, let's just face it. Okay, let me get right to it. Welcome to the most involved fathers.
But we still have to tamper with evidence.
Let's count one, Mr. O'Neill.
I mean, the funny thing is this. Why is he so mad at them knowing? I mean, he left evidence everywhere. So why is he so mad? What does he expect? What do you expect?
I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to life in prison with a minimum mandatory of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Count 2, I will adjudicate you guilty, and adjudicate you guilty on count 1 as well. Count 2, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to life in prison without the possibility of parole, consecutive to count 1. On count 3, I'm going to sentence you on the attempted murder, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to life in prison, running consecutive to counts 2 and consecutive to count 1. On count 4, on the arson, first-degree dwelling, I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 30 years Florida State Prison to run consecutive to counts 1, 2, and 3. On count 5, aggravated child abuse, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 30 years in the Florida State Prison to run consecutive to counts 1 through 4. On count 6, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty to aggravated child abuse, sentence you to 30 years in prison.
You see all that dust on the screen? He's super dusty now.
Run consecutive to counts 1 through 5. And on count 7, resisting arrest without violence, I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to time served. Credit for time served is 1,224 days. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. Thank you.
Enjoy your stay, sir. Enjoy your stay. You know? Let's see if he can say something.
Johnson, juries.
He didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. Welcome to the Diddy Club. Welcome to the Diddy Club. Let's lighten it up a little bit, though. Here we go. Short one.
How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you're with Brian McKnight, you are still on demon time. And he is the #1 example of the fact that having a father, whether you know him or sometimes you better off not even knowing who your daddy was, especially when they are nothing but a little demon. Y'all, again, this is all my opinion. What did Brian McKnight do? If you know, don't know, for the last 2 years, he's been doing a world tour of taunting his actual children from his first wife. That he don't love them and he ain't doing nothing for them. And they were conceived in like yuckiness, so they can't really count. He's been playing all these weird narcissistic mental games, in my opinion. But
I agree too. I agree, Tisa. Let's hear. Tisa be breaking it down. Tisa be breaking it down. Let her break it all the way down for you. Here we go.
Brian McKnight has finally jumped the shark. And I hope this is what it takes for everybody to stop supporting him. I screen recorded it. What did this man do? Do you know that he was publicly taunting his son, who is right now in the hospital with stage 4 cancer? That young man prayers up the.
So he's taunting his son who has stage 4 cancer, which in my opinion makes him one of the most involved fathers. It's funny how the denial this dude had. I used to be a Brian McKnight fan. I thought he had a great voice. The ladies loved him. I thought he was cool. I always had to spin him at the club or at a party or something like that. And then he does some dumb crap like this. Amazing. What a way to ruin your career on its way out.
He does survive. But Brian McKnight decided to use that as an opportunity to taunt him by throwing his adopted children from his second wife in their face. Something's wrong with that man. That man's evilness and bitterness knows no boundaries. Let's get into this right now.
Yes, sociopathic. Sociopathic. That's what I would call it. Sociopathic.
I will say this, right? Brian McKnight's first wife can do all the Portia Williams smiling she wants, baby. Somebody that evil, someone that vindictive, someone that has that much narcissism swarming around them, looking from the outside in, baby, you can put all the happy photos you want. You can brag about all the vacations and cars you want, baby. I know he's taking you through it too, because people like that, baby, you can read the Bible. Evil don't change. It just dresses it up, but evil is still the same. We can go.
So otherwise, I'm just saying this. He's one of the most involved fathers involved in being evil to his own real kids. And look, the other kids, they have nothing to do with this. His new family has nothing to do with this. He's just evil dude, and I guarantee you not. In about 1 or 2 years, you can start hearing some of the same crap going on with his new family. I guarantee you. I didn't know he was that sick. I really didn't. Anyway, I got to keep this going. We're gonna run through Diddy real quick because everybody's doing Diddy, but I just got a couple that I want to go on my I told you so tour for Diddy because everybody was like, he's not gonna get arrested. He's not gonna get arrested. I said he's gonna get arrested. He is going by way of the Rkelly way. And Jay-Z's next. There they go, like father, like sons. The sons have had their own problems as well. Phoenix Soul in their house. If you just tuned in, we're watching Diddy and Company. Diddy's son and company walk into the courthouse, see how Pops is doing, I guess. Yeah, that's how that went.
As alleged in the indictment to carry out this conduct, Sean.
Let me pause it right there. This is, I guess the guy, he looks FBI. He got that whole look. He got that look down. He probably watches all those gangster movies and shit. He's got this down. Yep. Hey, do your thing, bro. Here we go.
As alleged in the indictment to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
Do I remind you that this man, Diddy, was looked upon as, number one, he's one of the builders, if you could, of hip hop. I won't say he invented it. He sure invented sampling, in my opinion. No, but he didn't even invent that either. But this is what hip hop has to offer. Not the music in itself, no. But the culture, yes.
Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years and in a variety of ways.
Yeah, sounds like hip hop.
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers.
Yep, sounds like hip hop.
Some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines.
It sounds like he's a slave owner to me. That's what's sad and weird about it. He sounds no better than the people we were running from 400 years ago. No better.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
I wonder how his career would have turned out if he didn't. He now I understand why his music fell off, because he got too obsessed with this stuff.
And he often electronically recorded them.
I think, quite honestly, this is his way. This is what happens when you're psychologically damaged. You want to damage other people, and that's what he did.
Sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
What a role model What an involved father.
As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs.
So where's this information that, what's the benefit of getting with a guy like Diddy? You might not even, you may not even get out of there.
And that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media.
Act natural. Thank you for the compliment. I take compliments whenever I can get them. I appreciate that.
Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel.
Wow, that sounds, something? Yeah, Kevin Samuels is right. Men are logical, women are emotional. Yeah, right. He's throwing vases and shit, right? He's throwing vases, and that's supposed to be logical. Way to go. Way to go, all you red pillars. Come on. Way to go, fellas. In the house, Hazelbug. In the house, Act Natural. Under Pressure. In the house, Phoenix. So
the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal.
Damn, I guess they should have chose better.
In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that
that really sounds, that sounds Jim Crow worthy right there. We're already worried about, discrimination elsewhere, but no, now our own people do it more.
The victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses.
What a role model, I'm telling you.
Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting.
Now we know why his kids turned out sour. Ain't that sad?
When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up.
Pause for 1 second. I'm going to fast forward.
Thanks, Nick. Damian, thanks. The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs, and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today. And we are committed to making sure that justice is done. Next question.
Thank you. Julia Ainsley, NBC.
Thank you for doing this. You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
Uh-oh, Jay-Z, you better watch out. You better not cry. Because here they come, the FBI.
Janet Fisher, Newsday. What's the difference between the sex trafficking and promoting travel for the?
You're right. The lube and baby oil is sending me. He should get some ready. He should really get some ready. He's going to be using that a lot. He can sell it to the prison he goes to. He's going to. He's going to. They already spent too much money on this. When the feds lock in, it's over.
Purpose of prostitution.
Well, there are different crimes with different elements. I don't think we should get into the nitty-gritty of the legal discussion right now, but the sex trafficking, we believe, they're all serious offenses, but the sex trafficking conduct carries some significant penalties, and we are gratified that we were able to bring that charge.
This is what I hope, because this is very common all over in our community. This is one of the reasons our community are messed up, because they let pimps like this Diddy dude slide, and they tear apart the hearts and souls of both men and women.
More coercive than the other?
I'm not going to be able to get into that, but you can look it up, and yes, sex trafficking, especially when it involves coercion or force, is a very serious crime, and it carries significant penalties.
Good
I seek knowledge in the house. Good seeing you. Why is seeking knowledge?
afternoon, Darla Miles, ABC7 New York. Thank you for this press conference and for the details. 2 questions. In context of this indictment and the information that was presented to the grand jury, are you able to clarify the number of victims? It's mentioned plural in the indictment, but can you specify the number of victims just for this particular indictment? And secondly, can you provide details about the alleged arson?
Unfortunately, I'm not able to provide either. The number of victims, you are correct. We are intentional in saying multiple. The details of the arson incident are limited to what we have in the indictment, and also the detention letter that we filed, which contains more details than the indictment does at various points. But we don't have anything more beyond that.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy.
Okay, let me pause right there. Yeah, he was caught with lube and baby oil. You can't make this stuff up. You can't.
Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, he went down there to the police office because, the FBI headquarters. No, they had to arrest his ass.
His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment. Joining us now is CNN's entertainment reporter, Elizabeth Wagmeister, and also with us, CNN chief legal correspondent, Ellie Honing. Elizabeth, you were a big part of revealing some details about Diddy's conduct in private.
So basically, this is what's going on. You cannot ignore the culture of hip hop and how it has corrupted some and degraded some, whether it's Diddy, Blueface, Jay-Z, Chris Brown. If you were to look at them, if you just read what they have done, you would call them scumbags. But because they're superstars, many people out there give them a break, a huge break. I know I'm kind of like hard on hip hop, but I'm not saying it's the music, but I'm saying it draws a certain type of mentality that's really destroying our community. No, I'm not saying, so you want everybody to play elevator music. You want everybody to play elevator music. No, I'm just saying that basically the bottom line is this. We need to start a new type of mentality. Now, Anton Daniels wanted to blame the women, which is cowardly. He's a coward. I think he's a coward. I believe he's a coward. He talks like a coward. You know, but bottom line is this: he blames the women, but I blame us because we men, as you can see, if you look at the lead poisoning rates in the United States, it's men in our community doing it. Maybe at the best, maybe 10% women, 10%, maybe the women, contribute to the lead poisoning going on in our communities. And the rest is men. And half the women did it for men. You can't avoid that. And you think like, okay, this guy did the gangster stuff back in the day, right? P. Diddy did it. I mean, that's why they call him Puff, because he has a bad temper. That's why they call him Puff. And here's the funny thing is that everybody was looking at him like a role model. Oh, I want to be like Puffy. And boy, a lot of people follow through, as you will find out later in this live stream. Here we go.
Over the course of the last couple of months, that video led to a lot more scrutiny on what he has been accused of. What do we know at this point about what this case might ultimately be about?
Abby, at the moment, we don't know
Watch this shit. You got to watch this. This is crazy. Watch.
The charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney.
You guys see that?
They are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation.
They're still maintaining his innocence. Bro, better look, if he wants to see, something, it's a wrap anyway. He's gonna, maybe if he pleads now, he'll get 100 years only.
Of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last week. And here's a statement that I have from his attorney. He says, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office."
Yeah, whatever. Believe it or not, I guarantee you, just by this situation, one black woman a day will be saved. I'm being dead serious. Just people knowing that even Diddy can be taken down. That helps our community. That's where men like him don't live in other communities. They live in our community.
He goes on to say that he is an imperfect person, but is not criminal. Now, Abby,
imperfect. He beat the crap out of at least 20 women.
That video that you just spoke about was a few months ago when our team broke this disturbing video of Diddy violently assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, better known as the singer, her stage name, Cassie. Now, up until this point, when we broke this video, Diddy had denied the allegations against him. Cassie is one of 10 civil suits against Diddy, 9 of which he is accused directly of sexually assault.
Both men and women he sexually assaulted. See, it's sad to see that it's one thing to have gone through something when you were younger, but to put others through what you went through is utterly disgusting. He knows how it is to be abused, but he does it anyway. Wise Seeking Knowledge breaks it down perfectly by saying this: males look at this as the supreme alpha male. Yep. SMH. They pack the jails with ego tripping, unaliving, and assaulting black men and black women. SMH. Will they ever get it? Great, well said.
Until that video, he denied everything. After that video came out, he changed his tone. He apologized for his conduct in that video. But I have to tell you, Abby, just as of last week, a former member of Danity Kane, which was one of the bands from Making the Band, Diddy's show that was on MTV, she sued him for sexual assault and other disturbing allegations, and he denied that. So he continues the denials, and he still maintains his innocence, even though he has been arrested tonight.
And Ellie, not a huge amount of information available tonight, but Elizabeth brought up something that I want you to give us a little bit of insight into, Diddy is here in New York, in Manhattan. He apparently came here in anticipation that something like this might happen. What should we understand about what that might mean? It could very well be that this is a federal arrest being processed here in New York.
So, Abby,
Let me
there are
pause
some
that right
important
there.
things we do not.
That's plenty of that one. Guess what? Let's see what happened was Diddy's bond.
He's willing to sell his mama's house. Diddy, every one of his daughters, and his mother have all given up their passports. Diddy is not ready to see the inside of that jail again. He is like,
So he's selling his house and his mom's house for defense.
let me out, and it's up to the judge to decide if he will do that. Well, breaking news, everybody. The judge said, The judge sent him right back to jail without bond. As promised,
This is Chronicle Speaks.
Diddy's indictment has been unsealed. Let's go ahead and read count one.
Uh-oh.
Racketeering conspiracy. We already know about the RICO charges, the grand jury charges. Overview. For decades, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, PD, and Love, the defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted empire he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Sean Combs and his
Okay, let me pause it right there for a minute. Does that sound like a guy who's trying to build up, the black community? It doesn't sound like a guy who's trying to build up the black community. But a lot of people followed after him. Here we go.
Multitude of aliases, also known as the defendant, operated his business headquartered at various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global, collectively the Combs Business. Corporate entities in the Combs Business included, among other things, record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, an alcoholic spirits business, a marketing agency, and a television network and media company. At all times relevant to this indictment, Sean Combs, the defendant, engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse towards women and other individuals. This abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers.
There you go. Chronicle Speaks spoke. Let me hit that like button over on her channel. Don't forget to hit your like button here on my channel too. I appreciate it. Yeah, so Diddy ain't going nowhere. He's in custody. I'm still shocked on how he got away with it for so long. But something that seems to happen a lot. Let's check out this clip right here. This was crazy.
Wrong, but I used to justify somebody else.
Let me go back. This man would stop at nothing to end this woman's life. Let's check it out.
I just married the guy for money, and I'm trying to get him a green card so he gets paid, so I get paid for having a illegal immigrant or whatever.
Wait a minute. Let me hear that again.
I just married the guy for money, and I'm trying to get him a green card so he gets paid.
Wait, did he say I just married something? Hold on one second. I got to bring up the closed caption because I thought he said he married a guy or something like that. Let me check that out. Let me see if that's what they said. Here we go. Let me try it one more time.
I just married the guy for money.
Yeah.
And
look, he just married a guy for money.
I'm trying to get him a green card so he gets paid, so I get paid for having a illegal immigrant or whatever. He gets the green card and I get the money for it. So I'm like, so you moved the illegal immigrant in my house and you got him in here with my 5-year-old son. You getting paid for it, and you telling me you don't have my money. She was like, no, I don't have it. But what you could do, I could help you get your money back.
Well, what did you do? I'm not interested in the conversation. What did you do?
That's what happened. I was pissed. I just grabbed it. I choked.
Excuse me, I would appreciate you watching your language.
Ooh, man, even that scared me. You don't.
Yeah, this is crazy. So he married a guy for money, and his wife didn't like it, or his mother's his kid's mother didn't like it.
Want to get on Miss Renatz's bad side, but you're going to find out why she does not like this man. And it's not just her. Mr. Mirabella comes in with a handful of mic drops. This guy is a serial offender against women.
I really thought I was going to die.
Let me pause it right there. YC Knowledge says this: seems they used them as snitches and didn't charge them with Rkelly. Probably do the same. I'm still of the mind they will Epstein him. I agree too. I agree. That might go there. Yeah, I think he has, to me, quite honestly, that's a great point by seeking knowledge, because Diddy had Epstein type connections and Epstein type stature. That's what I'm thinking. Here we go.
Monday doesn't take life for granted. The mother of an 8-year-old says she narrowly escaped death at the hands of this man, Shadrick Piper. Piper was just convicted after he tried to kill her, and he won't see freedom for a long time after he was prosecuted as a habitual offender.
He got arrested 5 times in 17 months. He kept getting out, kept finding me with my restraining order, with all the implements that were in place that still.
Dang, she's pretty.
Didn't keep him away.
Monday credits her survival from going to authorities, but these pictures of her bumps and bruises are what she's trying to forget about. She claims Piper strangled her so hard it popped blood vessels in her eye. And that's not all.
He tried to cut it off. It's on the back of my neck.
He didn't like the tattoo, or what?
It's his name. He said I didn't deserve it anymore.
So we just heard directly from the survivor, and he's going to talk about this scenario. He got out of prison. Day one, he went to her house and did that. And then he got locked up in 2015, and he's already up for parole in 2022.
Dang.
If you can imagine. I'll unpack it with all the details at the end.
Morning.
Morning.
Piper? Would you introduce yourself for the record, sir? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
My name is Shadrick Piper, 504-435.
All right, Mr. Piper, my name is Cheryl Renanza. My colleagues on the panel today, seated to my left is Mr. Tony Mirabella, to my right is Mr. Pete Freeman. You've been through this process before, haven't you?
Yes, ma'am.
You were seen back in 2018 by a parole panel. Were denied. Do you remember the reason you were denied?
Yes, ma'am. They say victim opposition.
Yeah.
That's all.
I think you had some write-ups. You had some institutional write-ups.
At the time?
Also.
I'm not sure at the time. I know it was victim opposition for sure.
Yeah, there was law enforcement opposition, victim opposition, and then you had some write-ups that. So what's your conduct record look like now?
Now my conduct record, as of, I believe I'm about 14 months write-off free.
Oh, good. You remember what the last one was for? I'm trying to get to that in my record. Here we go.
He had a rule 22 on 2/22/21. He had a rule 10 on 10/20/21 that was dismissed.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I do see that. So tell us about the theft in 2021, February 21.
Yes, ma'am. Theft here is like, it could be theft by fraud. Like if you give an officer the wrong information.
Just tell me what happened. I know the rule.
What happened was there was this officer that was a cadet, and she had a relationship with one of my friends that was in here. So I knew that that she was being investigated. So what I did, I went to her and I was like, listen, they got eyes on you and you probably need to back up doing what you're doing. And she ended up calling the supervisor and asking the supervisor if they was really investigating, and the supervisor told her no. So she turned around and was like, okay, well, write him up for lying. And he wrote me up for lying, which was the theft by fraud. And what ended up happening was I went to the block.
So lying is death by fraud. That's good to know.
To the lockup. And
I mean, no, not death by fraud. I mean, theft by fraud.
Ended up getting fired 2 weeks later for exactly what I told her. But of course, they're not going to tell her that, yeah, we're investigating you. I should have stayed out of it, but I didn't. So that's what happened.
You should have. All right, so tell us about why you're in jail today.
What happened was I had a toxic relationship with my son's mother. So what happened was I ended up getting out of jail.
Most involved fathers.
And I had $1,700 in the bank. But prior to that, because I got arrested like right after I got off of work or whatever. So I had $1,700 in the bank and I had just gotten paid. I stayed in jail for about 9 months, and when I got out, I had it on my mind that I was just about to go home, grab my things, grab my money, and go move to another place. But when I got out, I went to the ATM machine and I had $48 left in my bank account. So I was pissed. I called my mom and was like, "Mom, come get me, take me home." So my mom brought me home.
Where's his dad? I wonder what, I mean, I thought the women don't, support men. So this is the funny part and the joke of it all. Most black men are supported by their mothers, not their fathers, because, well, a lot of black men, we don't have our fathers. Well, I had mine, but he passed. But aside of that, so their mother is especially if they go to prison, their mother is their main source of income until at least they get a job, right? And they still treat women like crap, knowing that.
Where we lived at, where me and my ex-girlfriend lived. So when I went to the house, I walked in the house and was like, where's my money? And she was like, well, let me explain everything to you first. Or like, explain what? So she was like, well, I ended up getting married and I just married the guy for money. And I'm trying to get him a green card so he gets paid. So I get paid for having a illegal immigrant or whatever. He gets the green card and I get the money.
What is with this green card hustle? What is with it?
For it. So I'm like, so you moved the illegal immigrant in my house and you got him in here with my 5-year-old son, you getting paid for it and you telling me you don't have my money. She was like, no, I don't have it, but what you could do, I could help you get your money back.
Well, what did you do? I'm not interested in the conversation. What did you do?
That's what happened. I was pissed. I just grabbed it. I choked.
Excuse me, I would appreciate you watching your language.
Okay, I was mad. I was angry. So what ended up happening was I grabbed him, I choked him, and I ended up getting
You see this guy right here? He looked like he's asleep. He is asleep. He's out.
Otherwise, entry of inhabited dwelling and a domestic dispute for choking my son's mother.
Okay, so let's talk about this then. What happened in 2010? East Baton Rouge, I'm seeing arrest, at least, or charges, second-degree kidnapping, 3 different counts of second-degree kidnapping. What happened there?
I was found not guilty. I went to trial. I was found not guilty of kidnapping because I actually didn't kidnap anybody.
Okay, what about violation of protective order?
I had a violation of protective order. I ended up going to the house because we had an argument. So I went to the house to go get my things from there. And I couldn't just go to the house. So I went anyway. That's what happened. And they gave me a violation of protective order.
Okay, and tell me about, I'm looking at a 2013 domestic abuse battery.
That was with,
But to simple battery and were sentenced to 6 months.
yes, that's the 6 months that I did when I just got out or something like that. I believe that's the same one. It was me and the same baby mama, me and Bria, the one that I'm arrested for now. I'm doing this time for now.
And so was there a protective order in that situation?
I don't believe so.
The court already knows whether he has one or not. They're just finding out if he's lying or not.
And then, of course, we have this one that happened in 2000. Well, there's another one in 2014, huh?
That was us. Yes, ma'am.
Looks like it's a different day. So you have a history of domestic issues.
That was me and my
What you've been doing since you've been in jail in terms of programs?
Why Seeking Knowledge breaks it down perfectly by saying green card hustle is for broke dudes who never see $1,500 in their hands at one time because they're entitled rumps, too lazy to work for it. So desperate immigrants seek them out. Oh, sounds like the Passport Bros.
I've gone to Malachi Dares. I've taken anger management, and I'm in this program. Well, not a program, but it's a class called Pillars of Life. That's why we
What's
deal
it
with
called? I'm
Pillars
sorry.
of Life. Pillars of Life.
Pillars of Life. Okay.
That's
What's that?
That's about manhood. That's about this characteristic traits of manhood, like his pride, his priority, his purpose, his position, and his assignment. And we just deal with characters of men and doing things that we need to do in order to be better men than what we were before we came.
What'd you learn so far?
Because what I've learned so far is pretty much everything is about choices that you make.
You know, the sad thing is that they have these programs and they really do. I mean, they some of them really buy into it, but the first argument they get into, they revert back to the way that they have been living for a long time.
And the choices that I made in the past, they affected everything that happened today. They affect more people than just me. So I don't make the same choices that I used to make. I don't do the things that I used to do, and I've become a person that thinks now instead of just reacting off of emotions. I don't react off of my emotions no more, and I just do things completely different from what I used to do. Matter of fact, I got some advice from my warden right here, Mr. Turner, who told me one day, he was like, Piper, man, everything isn't as personal as you make it, but you always take everything personal. And I used to do that. So what he told me was,
who's this Dusty up here? It says it's his brother. Man, they both look rough.
Like, everybody is put in a position to do exactly the job that they're doing. And once you figure that out, you won't just take everything personal because it's not a personal attack on you. It's just the job that we have to do. So I thought about it and I was like, you know what, you're absolutely right. And I just been reacting off of the way that I feel about things, thinking that everything was just personal, but it really wasn't. It's a job that they had to do. And I had to just realize that the choices that I make, regardless of what it is going to affect something.
So remember when I did the live stream on the Judge Jumper, and he was talking as calm and articulate as this guy is right here. But you saw what happened after he didn't hear what he wanted to hear. That's common in our community. That needs to change.
I don't make the choices that I used to make anymore. I just think about things now and I think about the consequences. And
I mean, the other guy sounded just like him.
Who is going to affect beyond just me. And that's what I do now. I try to grow and I try to make the steps that I need to take in order to.
What you learned from anger management. And that's words of wisdom from Warden Turner. I'm glad you heeded his words because it seems to me this morning you're placing blame for all this trouble you've been in over the years involved.
Exactly.
Your domestic partner, I guess we'll call it that. So what have you learned from anger management?
I actually don't place blame on them. I take responsibility.
No, I said learn from anger management.
What did I learn from anger management was you don't have to give in to the anger and the things that you feel because there's more than one side of the story. You have to have compassion for the other side for other people. And you have to actually understand that the anger
He's a good
take
tape
over
recorder.
and have you doing things that you not gonna like it in the long run. Like it's gonna be consequences to it. So instead of me just reacting and feeling like, okay, because I'm mad, I need to do this, because I feel a certain type of way, I need to justify what I'm doing by hurting you. Instead, I fell back and got to the point where, like, listen, I keep doing the same things. I'm going to keep on thinking in these situations where it's not going to help.
Let me
Know what it
fast forward a
was
little
that they
bit.
go through because I didn't understand drug use because I don't use drugs. So it's like, I just wanted to see things from that perspective. So I just got in celebrated recovery because I just wanted to, the same type of thing. Like I've been exposed to it for years, and it's not like I didn't know that it was.
My brother, despite his past history, you know, I've learned a lot from my brother.
Uh-oh. He learned a lot from his brother. That's not a good sign.
He was in the military. I mean, I know everybody has a past. Like I have a past. I mean, some of the people here know me, you know, in this meeting. You know, I have a past,
Basically, he's saying he's a bandit as well.
but it's not about the past. It's about building a better present. You know,
See, they expect everybody to forget about their past. And some people do, to their detriment.
you know, he has a big support system. You know, if he was to come home, he'd be going straight to work. And you know,
Wait, two guys with a past don't make a good support system.
we building on love. Like, you know, we don't
No, they're the way these men are built, they have no empathy. So love is no, that's not there.
want to live through our past. Like we want to just build a better present and future. Like that's all, you know, we really looking forward to. I mean, regardless of, you know, the pain that's been inflicted on everybody in this situation, because I haven't seen him in years. You know, he hasn't seen his kids in years. He hasn't seen his mother in years. I mean,
Thank God.
This is not helping us. Like, this isn't a part of the solution to keep him locked away. Like, I mean, it's
Yes, it is. It's unfortunately, it's the only thing that we have. I wish there was some way that we could reprogram him, but there's not.
horrible as that might sound to me. I mean, I know people might not see it how I see it, but
Fast forward.
And the mothers have always used the kids to try to come against Chad. I know Chad has.
Okay.
I'd like to say that.
I think we're getting into
horrible
male
as that
identified
might sound,
time. Here we
it's about
go.
building a better present
Male
that's
identified
been
time.
inflicted on the caught. So, I mean, he deserves it.
I responded to life in a way that I shouldn't have. Wasn't as positive as I should have been with some decisions that I've made, like Chad. And I'm sure like some of you or all of you that are in the meeting. And because I didn't make the best choices, still I suffered consequences and I became a better person through some of those bad choices that I've made.
Oh, okay. So let me get this
And-
right. You want us to allow your son to damage more people to fix himself, to be a better person. Oh, great idea. I love it. Makes complete sense.
I'd like to say that Chad has become a better person.
It's ironic his name is Chad.
I know Chad has become a better person through some of the mistakes or bad decisions that he's made. We love Chad dearly. Chad loves his children dearly. I know those mothers were conflicting among one another at one time in regards to Chad.
Now she's blaming the other women. Nobody made him do what he did.
This one wanted to be with them, that one wanted to be with them, and you know, it was just a lot of confusion.
Oh, that's right. The most involved father, so he was bouncing around, making babies everywhere.
But that's in the past. His kids have gotten older, much older. I've gotten much older. I haven't seen my grandkids because of all the conflict with the mothers. And quite some
What do you
time.
expect? He was a violent offender. They want to stay away from okay, mom, let me tell you how this works. Chad's mom, let me break it down to you. The first thing that victims are told, or I should say, assault victims are told, is to steer clear of not only the monster, but those close to them. And that's all that's going on. That's what they're doing. They're staying away from you because, as you can see, as a mother, she is enabling this man to be a monster in front of these women. That's the problem. So she wants to give this man another shot at doing what he did, what put him in jail in the first place. She could love in that house.
Time that hurts me. I would just love to see my grandchildren again. I would just like the mothers to just come to some kind of resolve where some kind of
Your son burnt bridges. That's not going to happen. Your son burnt bridges. That's all that's there to it. You seem kind and warm, Mom, but basically everybody else, Chad's mom, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. They'd be better served moving on.
medium where Chad is concerned, and I would like to be in my grandkids' lives. I would like Chad to come home.
No. No. Maybe they will warm up to you later, but only after they know that you're not going to tell him where they are, and that's not going to happen.
I'm sure Chad would love to be in a relationship with his children after all this time. I know they miss Chad.
Should have thought about that at the time he was causing all the crimes.
And the mothers have always used the kids to try to come against Chad, and in the process hurt me. Because I love my...
Wait a minute, what?
I would like to be in my grandkids' lives. I would like Chad to come home. I'm sure Chad would love to be in a relationship with his children after all this time. I know they miss Chad.
No, they don't.
The mothers have always used the kids to try to come against Chad, and in the process hurt me.
Wow. She's tone deaf. That dude's a monster. You'll see later.
Because I love my grandkids. And so I'm asking that you guys would just please allow Chad to come home.
F that.
Give him another chance. We've made bad decisions.
No. Another chance is just like that guy who jumped the judge. People gave him so many chances. He ended up damaging 4 people in that one incident, not to mention that all the other people he damaged. So the judge jumper and Chad can stay in jail. They can stay where they're at.
All have. Chad has learned from his bad mistakes. I've learned from my mistakes. We all deserve a second chance. We all deserve to be free. Chad has paid the price.
No, he hasn't. JG Music breaks it down. Welcome, JG Music. With the one that strangled her within an inch of her life, yep. Knowing she gave life to his offspring, yep. Bars.
And I'm sure that he's sorry for whatever he's done in the past.
No, he's not, because he kept doing it.
I'm sure that he sees that it hasn't benefited him.
Indy, Anna, mom in the house?
At all. He sees his mistakes. And I ask that you all will give him another chance to just rectify the present.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing why monsters
His name
get
is
out.
Mason. Thank you for your comments this morning. We also have a representative from the DA's office in East Baton Rouge this morning, Ms. Barbera.
Uh-oh.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to compliment Ms. Frazier on the pre-parole investigation that she provided for the members of the board. We've reviewed a lot of these over the years, and I found it to be extremely detail-oriented and informative. And it was very helpful, and I do appreciate that. I certainly hope that the things Mr. Piper has told you this morning are true and that he has changed. He has a good time parole release date in 2025. And that will be the opportunity for him to prove to you that he has changed. Unfortunately, all he has proven to us thus far is that he is a violent man and he will reoffend. He has done so repeatedly. He has been given many second chances, and I ask that you please deny his parole today and place into his record when he is released on good time parole that there be every measure in effect to protect the victim in this case, who, as you know, is the victim in his previous case. The day he was released on parole is when he went there and strangled her again. One of the considerations come true, and we ask respectfully that his parole be denied. Thank you.
Amen to that.
Thank you, Ms. Barbera. We appreciate the input from the DA's office.
See, the problem, and Diddy's a good example of this. It's almost like the men in our community, a large portion of them, I won't say all, want the women in our community to accept abuse as part of living. That's a huge problem. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
Mr. Piper.
Yeah.
Is there a brief statement you'd like to make before we vote?
Yes, ma'am. I understand everything that the DA said. I understand everything that my mother and my brother said. I understand how you all may feel. But I know today, being that I've seen things from a different perspective. In 2015, we never had COVID-19. We didn't have the opportunity to sit down and see life as we see it now. The way I see things now are completely different from the way that I've seen things in 2015.
What the
I understand my history. I understand that to the fullest. But I need you all to know that I'm not that person anymore. And the things that I've done.
Yeah, right. Yeah, whatever, dude. Remember now, he gave the same speech when he got out last time and then went over there and choked her. You know, he gave the same speech.
I wouldn't do the same things now. I wouldn't hurt my baby. I wouldn't hurt my son's mother. I wouldn't hurt my children's mother because I
Yep, they
understand.
say, believe it or not, if you were to go and see dudes who had either sent their exes to the upper room or caused them more abuse, I guarantee you what he's saying right now is exactly what they said too before they were released.
And how that affects everyone. I understand my choices that I've made. And I know that choices pretty much dictate how everything else turns out. People don't create circumstances, don't create people. People create their circumstances. So understanding the pain that I've caused now, I would never hurt my children.
Okay, this is stuff that they told him to say.
I would never hurt my children's mother. I wouldn't hurt anyone that's in my circle of influence now because I understand the choices that I made and what I did. So I accept responsibility for that. But I need you to know that I'm not that person anymore. And I would never be that person anymore because once you understand things as they are, you can never go back.
No, that's not true.
The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. And being that I understand those results, what I got from that, I would never do that again. And I apologize for the things that I've done to them. I just want a better life for me. I want a better life for my kids. And I want them to know that their dad is actually somebody that loves them and will support them and is going to do the things that he had to do because it affects everyone. And I'm not going to make the same choices that I made. Even if I have to stop in front of the stop sign, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not even getting traffic tickets anymore. You'll never see me incarcerated again. And I promise you that.
That's not true. I cannot even say the word, but the word that means returning back to prison rate right now is like 70%, 75%. It's high. So no.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Piper. I appreciate that you recognize the issue. I still have concerns. I mean, you have a write-up in your jacket that's just February of last year for poor choice or decision on your part. I'm just.
It's not a poor choice of decision. It's how he's built. That's just what it is. That's just how he's built.
Today's not the day for me.
Bridget, moved on in the house.
Yeah. I am concerned about the history of domestic abuse, the history of violation of protective order, and the history of violence in your record. So today,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Just before she says what she says, Why Seek Knowledge breaks it down perfectly by saying slick talker. That's how they get close to women. Yep, he's a slick talker. That's how he got them. Then they blame us for choosing wrong. Exactly. Listen at the wordplay. Yes, he talked with other inmates to prep these lies. Bars.
and the proximity of the good time date, which is in 2025, as has been indicated by the DA's office. My vote today is to deny your parole. Mr. Marabella?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Piper, it sounds like you're on the right track. It sounds like the things that you were saying are the things that you need to take to heart, to understand. You have a long history of domestic abuse. My count is at least 8 arrests in in Louisiana having to do with either domestic abuse, battery, or violation of protective orders. And you've got charges in other states. That concerns me deeply. What more concerns me is, as Ms. Bonazza has pointed out, your disciplinary record. I mean, here you tell me in 2016 you made this turn, and that's when you realized that all of these things were out the window. But since 2019, you had an aggravated disobedience. 2019, you had a defiance. 2019, you had another defiance. 2020, you had a write-up for fighting. Those are not the actions of a man who understands choices in what anger does to that person. I want you to look at those things and to look deeply in yourself and keep working on yourself. Perhaps the next time your vote might be different, but you do have a good time release date coming up fairly soon. So you'll be getting out. But I hope that you look inwardly to make sure when you get out, you don't come back with the same kinds of things. So my vote today would likewise be to deny.
Mr. Freeman?
I concur with my fellow board members and I also vote to deny.
Mr. Gleason, you got some work. You have the opportunity to do some more work. Today, your parole's been denied.
Let me pause 1 second. JG Music, too late. He has had several chances. Anger management did not even change him. The monster is him. That's his natural habitat, is being a monster.
Advantage of any opportunity you can. Good luck to you, sir.
This monster is one of the most dangerous that we've covered, and it is terrifying to think that he's going to have a good time date in like about a year from this in 2025. I mean, this is one of those cases where you are going to hear about a homicide and then everyone's going to say, how did that happen? How was he allowed to get out? How could it be?
I couldn't agree more. That's exactly what everybody's going to say.
Frankly, I don't know how this happened because he went to a jury. He had a jury trial. He was found guilty. Was it the judge that screwed up? He only got 6 years and 4 years to run consecutively, but he has a good time and he has no parole for the first 2 years. That's why he's able to have parole 2 years after doing this. Wait till you find out what he did in Virginia. You won't believe it. I mean, you might believe it, but the idea that he's out and about makes it just more insane. So what Richard found was a quote from a DA in 2008 out of Norfolk, Virginia, is a child that died from his abuse. Shadrach Piper pleaded guilty to malicious wounding and assault battery. Piper was not charged with murder because his son died more than a year after the incident. Quoting the DA, "I remember him well," Harris said. "A beautiful, chubby-cheeked baby. He was blind, deaf, and severely brain damaged from the violent shaking. Yet I remember his beautiful smile and how he loved snuggling when I held him. And that was 2008.
Most involved fathers. Most involved fathers. Hold on one second. I got more for you, I think. Oh, this one right here.
Happen, but there's just something just really just repulsive about.
Okay, let me go back. Remember,
So we are live.
let me go fast forward.
Oh no. He's glad that he no longer has to. Talking about this man right here. His name is Robert Hanner.
Let me make sure I got volume good here. I'm gonna work that out right now. Okay, I don't know what's going on with. Oh, that's right. Okay, I needed this one. There we go. There we go. Okay, here we go.
He had a beautiful little baby boy. Oh, what a little cutie. His cheeks. Oh my goodness.
Let me go over that
We're
again.
going to pull it up during our next break. Us to acclimate all of these platforms. We can
If you don't already
have
know, it's
this
Tonya
up.
TKO.
I'm disgusted by this personally, and I'm going to try to keep my personal feelings out of it because the story is just so horrifying. We're going to read his words for ourselves because he still has the post up. But you know what? 20 seconds hopefully has gone past, so let us go ahead, get our music up and running.
Okay, let me go.
Move into that realm. But today, we are talking about this man right here. His name is Robert Hanner. He had a beautiful little baby boy. Oh, what a little cutie. His cheeks, oh my goodness, they look like little hubba bubbas. You could just chew on them. He was such a little cutie. And his son passed away. And like the modern male that exists nowadays with far too much access to internet and microphones, he took to the internet to let people know that he was glad his son was no longer living. Why? His son had cancer. I learned today from doing a little bit of research, right? Because I was like, did somebody take the boy out?
So yeah, everybody, this is Cynthia G for the blackmail baby comment, which they took out of context, of course. But guess who deletes? Who does the most deletions of blackmail babies? You guessed it, grown ones.
Did what happened? So this person on the other side of him is his mother who came out. Oh, goodness gracious. She came out to do a video eating with her daddy. She was eating some sort of sweet, carb-filled, icing-covered croissant, who the person she calls her daddy, which is her husband, was telling her that the proper way to pronounce it was crescent. The thing is French. The thing is a French. All right, let me calm myself down. Because the ignorance ripples.
Okay, let me get to the nitty-gritty.
Rare that it gets even better or worse, depending on how you look at it. He comes back out to say, I'm glad my jit dirt. Now I ain't got to worry about a dumb, broke female making my life hard. Ha ha! I beat the Matrix.
The Matrix. You know who says that a lot? You got it. The chocolate red pill.
Really?
I wonder if he's on Diddy's channel a lot. I bet he is.
And Muka comes out and says, shaking my head. All right, we got to move fast because, like I said, this story is going to go viral. So I want you all to share this story and let other people, make them aware of what is going on, how these people move and behave out here. But without further ado, let's get to the man's page, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot happening, and I want to watch his lives, or I want to watch his uploads that he has uploaded of sound mind. Well,
I don't think it's sound mind.
wait a minute. So apparently this man is some sort of rapper. Oh gosh, make me
Of course. He's demented, and it fits right into my theory.
You know what? Let's scroll his page together before we get blocked. All right, let's do that, because you know, once these people they double down, but once they start getting the traction and the smoke, they no longer look at this little cutie. Can you just chew his cheeks? Couldn't you? 23 hours ago he put that up. Let's see. I want to get back to when the boy actually. Oh, so he said,
Pretty Black Magic should get on this because he fits the.
I got time today, better leave me alone. He's talking about how he want to have sex. He want to have a baby with Sexy Red, but he said he never wanted to have a baby. Oh, we're gonna, you know what? This is him. Words and opinions are just words and opinions. So he trying to be a philosopher. Love your five, my brother, the realist. Oh my God, this is so he's a rapper. Oh my gracious goodness.
Wait a minute. Was he on that? Was he on that dating show?
Oh, what?
Wait a minute.
This is him.
Was he on Pop the Balloons? Because that's the background to Pop the Balloons. Let me go forward. Okay.
He has to say.
What the hell did he just say? Look, I know that's like, what did he just say?
So I want you to hear, he didn't put in his dentures. He's on the toilet with feces coming out of his rectum. And this is how he decided to make a video. This is him.
That's gross. That's just plain gross.
This is him. He ain't washed his face. He hasn't washed his face. He hasn't brushed his teeth, and feces is coming out of his rectum as he's making this video. This is him.
And they aggravate me. They aggravate me. Once again, man, I never wanted kids, bro. I ain't no family type of nigga.
Well, if you do that, you should have got himself snipped, huh? Everybody. If you think he should have got snipped, put a 1 in the chat. Here we go.
Type of nigga, I ain't the type of nigga to be connected. I don't like being connected to women like that. I don't like to be 100.
Let's pause this real quick, and then we're going to come back to this video. I just wanted you to hear him say that he didn't want children. Let me play this for you all real quick, because there's a thing out there. Let's normalize men getting vasectomies. Okay? Planned Parenthood is doing them. If you have Medicare, you could get it done for free. Other places, other state organizations are doing it for free. All you have to do is go in and say you want a vasectomy, but you see, that's the responsible thing to do. I want you to see a pattern with who it is that is actually going out there and getting vasectomies. Look at who it is that we see on the screen. If you don't want children, snip, snip. You don't want the kid, snip the nibs. I don't know what else to say.
Exactly. I completely agree. Yep. Get a vasectomy. If that was the type of man he was, he would get a vasectomy. Like she said, they're literally free or free.
They keep.
Why $60? He's the prize. Doesn't have to groom, wash, shave, can be filthy inside and out, and he's still getting trim. Bars.
Saying they don't want children, but then they keep squirting a loaded blank into a blank. Here, listen.
Good point, Phoenix Soul. He don't like being connected to women. Wait, let me say it right. He doesn't like being connected to women. Let's normalize making less of them. Yeah, this dude is crazy. So basically what he's telling you is everything that we always say in here is that men have a more close relationship with other men in our community right now. They do. They do. And I don't mean closeness as, oh yeah, brother, dun 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 dun, you know, some Marvin Gaye kicking out. No, not that kind of closeness. I mean closeness like the kind of closeness you have with a woman if you're heterosexual. These guys are kind of like in the middle where they will never say that they are like there's anything, you know, homosexual about them. But if they were to describe the kind of interactions they have with their buddies and have with women, you'd be going, wait a minute, shouldn't that be flipped around the other way? Like, you know, but they think because just because they're having, you know, sex with women and maybe not with men or maybe with men too, who knows, that they are really hetero thinking men. And I'm telling you, yeah, there we go. There we go, right there. Homoeroticism. And what I'm saying is that these men are making more a stronger connection with each other, homoeroticism, than they are with the women. The women are just somebody they're using for a womb or to bust out. That's it. That's it. Basically, if the woman, that's all they want. They don't want any kind of interaction with women at all. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
And it was painless, easy, no more birth control. No more birth control.
The most uncomfortable thing about it was somebody else besides my wife touching the parts, and I didn't feel a thing.
It was pretty simple, easy, fast. You know, they numb me up real good. No pain. I'll do it again.
I just had my swimmers taken, and it was painless.
It was pretty easy. I didn't really feel anything. It was 3 little flicks maybe and a pinch. That was it.
It was a lot smoother than I thought it would be. I literally just got out of it. And yeah, I totally feel like I did the right thing to do.
It was completely painless, and everyone should do it.
So you hear it, everybody, getting snipped. I'm here trying to do, you know, some work in the public. So I'm going to start endorsing men getting snipped. I mean, you still have to worry about, you know, their diseases, because this dude right here, let's see where he's at. This dude right here, he looks like he has something. He looks like he. Oh man, look at Tonya holding her nose. I don't blame her. He looks like he has something. He looks like his breath stank. I mean, he just does. He looks like he has, like, he's one of those dudes that the women just say, like, have booty juice. Has booty juice. You know. Let me keep it going. Here we go. Let me bring it back to him. Here we go. So okay, here we go.
Along, because I want to take a look at the rest of his page. Remember, like I said,
thank you for the super sticker. Phoenix Soul, thank you so much. In the house as well. Conscious Mind Love. You read my mind. Bridget, I feel the same thing. I'm a dude, and I'm telling you, that's some yuck right there. Conscious Mind Love in the house. Here we go.
Share this video with other people. I want the news stations to pick this up, and I want Black women to pay attention, because when we start talking about the self-love lessons for ourselves, one of those is paying attention to a person like this. I just want you to take a look. Just look.
Quite honestly, I think them making women pregnant is part of their conquest. Because see, he may talk like he doesn't want a kid. He doesn't. What it is he doesn't care about having a kid, because he's not going to be taking care of it anyway. But he likes the fact that he can control the women because they have his kid. So ladies, be very careful out there, because they don't care. They are not going to be careful. They are not going to be careful. It's just the way it is. So watch your back, because they're not.
This is the person that a woman laid down with and let him squirt inside of her unprotected. And I just want you to hear him. If he's telling us this on the internet, listen, whoever is this, the angel's mama, come forward and let us know. Did he tell you that he didn't want children? I want to know that. So you can contact me on my website, TonyaTKO.com/contact, or just click the contact button and send me a message and let me know, because I want to hear your side of it as well. I know you're grieving, but him and his mother are creating this narrative, and I want news stations to pick this story up. So come forward and talk to me. I will tell your side. Let's hear this.
100% connected to no woman like that. I
So
just never
listen,
did. So it was just
he doesn't want to be connected to no woman.
Like that.
Really, sir? I just finished the Love Island, the Love Island 2024 season. How many of you watched Love Island? How many of you saw that Kendall video? This
Thank you, Phoenix Soul. Yeah, everybody, don't forget to smash the like. Hit the smash the like. I need to get in the algorithm. I need to get up in there. Up in the algorithm. Well, I don't need to, but it would be nice. Let's just put it that way. Here we go.
This man is on a whole dating show, but the night before he went into the villa, he was sending a video out face down with his bottom up in the air, spreading so people could see his concave orifice sunken in and ready for the slamming. So these men will talk. Let's continue forward. Let me just. I rewound
A
it just a little bit.
dingleberry sticky monster. Right?
Little bit. So I'm not going to stop it. It's just that I feel like I have to give commentary on certain points. But just look at this man.
women like that. I don't like to be 100%
Oh, he didn't go back far enough. Let's just go back to the beginning.
I ain't want to watch my face.
Hey,
Talking to TV now, I'm on the toilet taking a little shit. They aggravate me. They aggravate me. Once again, man, I never wanted kids, bro. I ain't no family type of nigga. I ain't the type of nigga. I ain't the type of nigga to be connect. I don't like this.
So ain't no one with me. I'm a fan. I ain't no family type of. Oops, my
Connected to
bad.
women like that. I don't like to be 100% connected to no woman like that.
Constant Love says this guy's face causes me to lose my appetite. He looks gross. I'd like to see the women that he's allowing that's allowing him to touch them gross.
Never did. So it was since I was young. I just never liked it. I never liked it to be connected to a woman like that because women are slimy. Women are conniving. Women are.
Whoa! I guarantee you a year from now he'll come out. I guarantee you he will.
Women can be some bad people sometimes. So why the fuck would I want to have kids with a bitch and be locked in with a bitch for the rest of my life? Yeah.
I gotta pause it here.
I need to pause it too. I need to say this, that he has no empathy or love for women at all, which makes him not a real man. Even gay men love women. He doesn't love anybody. Okay? He doesn't have a connection with anyone. This is like one of those dudes you got to watch out for. This dude right here, look, if he's gay, he's gay. Who cares? But the fact of the matter is, the difference I need to tell you is this. This man is very dangerous. Okay? A man with that much lack of empathy, okay, when they lack that much empathy, it's usually replaced with anger.
When we get to the self-love lesson, I want you to remember this sentence. He feels that women are slimy, conniving, grimy, all of these terrible things. But yet when he wants to climax, where is he climaxing? He wants to use her for her womb. He wants to use her for her vaginal canal, but yet still not like her in the interim.
Exactly. Lots of men like that.
So remember, I want you to remember this word, homosocial.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I got to stop that because, it was Phoenix Soul who brought that up. It was Phoenix Soul. Homoerotic. Was it Phoenix Soul? Yep. let's see. Tonya, break it down for us. Here we go.
Manhood. What is manhood? Men define what manhood is, and in order for a man to be considered a man by other men, he has had to have mastered women. He has had to master what's the word for when something is a puzzle? He has to master the puzzle of women. He has to learn how to be able to get intercourse, even if he doesn't like women. Because being a man, and far too many of them do not feel that being a man means that you like women. As a matter of
Yeah. I mean, she's breaking it down. I mean, most involved father.
fact, how many more videos do
This is two scenarios. Not only is he most involved father, but he's happy that his black male baby got deleted. I mean, by cancer, but still he's ecstatic. And it brings up that whole thing again. Cynthia G was just, see, this is why they got so incensed on when Cynthia G was saying that term about, deletion of black male babies. Is because that's what the men were thinking. That's what they wanted. Female babies too, but they didn't care because they don't want no child support. They didn't want to be chained down to a bed, as he says. So next time if somebody comes up into this room and talks about the black male baby theory, oh yeah, I'm going in. Because that's what the men want. They don't want to be responsible. Get snipped, fellas, get snipped. Get snipped. Then you don't have to worry about it.
I need to play of men talking about how real men don't like women, betas do.
Indiana mom breaks it down perfectly. No love for his sickly child either. Exactly. Free cried for days every time one of our kids left home for college. He was so worried about protecting and hugging the kids. It absolutely broke my heart. That's a man filled with love. Unfortunately, the guy on the screen, not so much.
Real men like other men. Listen, when we come back from the break, I'm going to play a video for you then. I'm going to come and play a video about how men are talking about they don't really like women. They Let's finish hearing.
And nah, I never wanted that. I'm coming to slang some dick. I'm coming to slang dick. And cause when I get
just like the slaves had to do, they had to slang D to make more babies, to make just like you were doing, bro. Just like you were doing. You're doing exactly what Massa wants you to do, whoever Massa may be. You're doing it.
Time of that pussy, I'm gonna walk away from it, and I don't need you aggravating me about me. All thing I do is put you on the block list and keep it going. I ain't got no real ties to you. Hey, I'm that type of nigga I'm that type of nigga for a bitch when she get out of a relationship and the nigga done broke her down real bad. I'm the nigga you call to put the life back in. I'm gonna drop this good.
He really believes that too. Indiana mom said, Bridget Mouton says, we need to get a rap song called Get Snipped. Oh yeah, get snipped. Get snipped. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We need it. I'm going to think about it. This dude is disgusting. Here we go.
Dick on you. And I'm going to eat you up real good and hold you and assure you and let you know that, hey man, I know that nigga probably might have broke you in, but baby, you get back up on your feet and keep striving. Goddamn it, and keep me on your line whenever.
Yeah, right.
You need me, call me. I ain't no marriage type of nigga. I'm not gonna get on no one knee for no bitch and dirtying up my shoes. I don't care nothing about a bitch keep calling my phone about no child support. Like I say, family is real beautiful. I definitely promote family and I promote unity. And I see everybody out there having kids and doing their family thing. And y'all beautiful and I support that. You feel me? I like that for y'all, but that just ain't for me. I don't care nothing about putting on matching outfits on Christmas, taking pictures and shit. and doing all.
Ladies, even for a one night stand, you can do a lot better than this shit. And I mean, this dude is creepy as hell. And of course, he's a rapper.
I don't even like buying the big roses. I don't like getting a big nothing for Valentine's Day. That ain't me. I don't think I ever bought a big nothing, to be real with you. Cause that just ain't ever.
Listen, I understand that we can smell the video. I understand. However, I do not want us to attack him. I want us to attack his argument. I can see exactly what it is that you're seeing. I could feel it too when he says, I'm the one that's going to come there and hold you. And I feel like getting the duster and wiping myself off. I understand. However, let's refrain from calling him names. Let's attack the argument. Listen to his argument.
Fuck with you, yeah, I will, but I ain't looking to be, we can be in a poly relationship. Bring me 2 bitches. I want to be with 2 bitches. And if I do be with one boy, she better be a motherfucking power.
So he doesn't like women.
Well, okay, ladies, that's what we get to offer in our community. Yeah, I mean, go for it. He sounds convincing. He sounds convincing, you know? Well, let me keep going. I'm not even getting sick, and I'm a dude.
But he wants 2.
But at the same time, you gotta be a special type of woman for me to put down my freedom and the shit that I like to do to the side. I get to spend all my money on me. I get to eat whatever I want to eat. Fuck who I want to fuck. Drop a little dick over here, drop a little dick over there, drop a little dick over there. I'm that uncle that come to the
Yeah, that's actually the manosphere right there. That's the manosphere right there. They will tell you he's just, at least he's being honest about it. They'll try to seduce you and say, oh yeah, we're gonna have a beautiful family and all this kind of stuff, and then cheat. At least he's just saying he's a scumbag. That's somewhere. That's something. Here we go. Wait, Phoenix. So wait, the song called "Get Snipped" to the song "Before You Turn the Lights Off" by World Class Record Crew.
Cook that every time you see me, I got another bitch. You might see me with 2 bitches, all this fucking. I ain't no family man. I'm a family man to my family, but me.
He sounds familiar. He sounds like somebody I've heard on YouTube. Interesting.
Creating my own family, I wouldn't mind, but you gotta be a special type of bitch. But until then, man, I like to be by myself, man. Sometimes.
I swear, y'all. I swear. Listen to the sorry man bragging points. And they all pride themselves on this mess. Exactly. That's why we will never succeed in our community. Men, his priority is slang and D. That's his priority. Not being a doctor, not being a scientist or something worthy. He rather just slang D. That's pretty much it. Our community is laid to waste by these vile bums. YT men are appalled and label them animals. Should I disagree? It's that a debate could be made, that's for sure. I mean, I'm embarrassed. I'm truly, as a black man, I am truly embarrassed by the behavior of this man and the way he thinks. He has a right to think that way. He has a right to behave that way, but I just don't want to hear anybody like him coming out and saying, oh yeah, we got to build the community after saying some stuff that he's saying. Here we go.
I don't want to hear no aggravation. Bitches get aggravating to me. I only can really hang around the bitch for about 2-3 days tops, and I need to take.
He has said the B word about 10 times already. Indiana Mom says, Black women, this is our wake-up call. Age of Aquarius is here to show us the truth and push us to a higher energy realm. Bars. We're born with the power and ability. Let's step back, collect ourselves, and rise above. Indiana Mom, bars.
back into my bubble. I like to be by myself. I like to lay in the dark. I like to meditate. I don't like to be around no bitch all day.
Tanya's face is describing my stomach. Phoenix Soul. Here we
I
go.
can't be connected to no bitch for 30, 40 years, just same bitch, and I can't get no extra pussy. She don't want to, I gotta just be fucking her for 40 years and happy.
So, mother of this man.
Wow.
Because there'll be some people who'll be like, that's not a man. Oh, yeah. Adult human male. That's a man right there. Being a man is not some mythical thing that you ascend to once you become great enough. No, 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 no. You age into manness. In this society, it's 18. Mother of this man. You hear him saying this and you're defending this?
Life happy, wife, not me. Y'all need to keep being tricked like that. I don't give a fuck about a bitch that much. So I did that too. I put a baby in my baby mama because I wanted to bring her peace. That's how you niggas buy me the whole Birkin bag.
He said, I put a kid in my baby's mommy because I wanted to bring her peace. But then he's happy that the baby died or, deleted via cancer. That's weird. Just shiftless comes to
That's how you
mind.
niggas buy me the whole cars and all that shit to put a smile on their face. I put a baby in her to put a smile on her face. At least I thought that's what it was gonna do. But at the end of the day, that was never my life. I always ran around from bitch to bitch. Ever since I was younger. I never be with a bitch no more than 2-3 months. I like to run around from bitch to bitch. I like to drop dead and talk shit. That's what I like to do. I ain't no relationship, buddy, lay up, put a ring on me type nigga. I don't give a damn about a canal bitch that much.
I guarantee you he's in the manosphere. I guarantee you.
So answer y'all question, no. I never wanted a family. I never wanted kids. I ain't never wanted none of that shit. Just like I don't want this shit that y'all giving me right now. Tired.
So you hear the
Yeah, exactly. Hazel Bug, he sounds like an old white tea slave monster. Most black men hate black women. Yep. It seems to be going that way. If black men, if you want black women to trust you, if you really want them to be on your side, I would stop hating them first. I'm just going to put it out like that. Here we go.
hypocrisy. He deliberately impregnated her and then simultaneously says that he never wanted children, but he deliberately created one. Ladies, let's just talk about this real quick. If you hear a person talking like this,
Why seeking knowledge? I bet he can't fill out a job application. He can hardly talk. He speaks like someone from a reconstruction era. Yeah.
you feel that he has good DNA and all you want is the sperm, then please just take that for what it is, because apparently there's not any more there than that. We can take a look at his post that he put up.
JG Music says a race cannot race higher than the low self-worth women that played down and had his children. There is too many giving this bum booty. Yep.
Up because there are more people who have
JG
commented.
Music.
Don't get me wrong, I miss my jit, but the peace I get is priceless. I don't got to worry about no child support, no baby mama drama. Me making me
Natural under pressure, diseased sperm. Yep.
feel less than. RIP RJ. And there are people who are commenting. You can Google his name.
Yeah, let's go to his mom. Let's find his mom. His mom's on here too. There we go.
This is good. It's a croissant.
No shit.
A crescent, my husband says. Happy Sunday, everyone.
This is why men like ignorant women, so that they could try to teach them. Remember when we were little, How many people are old enough to remember the Saturday morning cartoons with Looney Tunes and Bugs
Metal Heart in the house. Everybody, Metal Heart.
Bunny? Remember that episode with Bugs Bunny when he came in talking about the Revolutionary War and how rabbits were fighting and all this other stuff? And after he told his whole story, he got put into the corner with a dunce cap. Some of these men just love really ignorant women. The woman is pronouncing it correctly. It is a French bread, and it is called a croissant. But he's telling her it's a crescent because he probably saw it written somewhere, and he used his ability to read the letters to come back and tell her that it's a crescent.
It is. It's a croissant. It's not a crescent. It's not a crescent wrench, you know.
Damn the little symbols on there that may indicate that it has a different pronunciation.
Yes, I am eating a croissant with a fork and a knife. My husband said a crescent.
And he corrects her again.
I'm eating my.
I guess she thinks she's fancy because she's eating it with a fork and a knife. I want us to attack the argument, not the person. We are not going to talk about her makeup. This is our elder. So we are not going to talk about her
Ain't my
eyebrows,
elder.
her makeup, her lip liner. We're not going to focus on any of that. All we're going to do is listen to her words. We're not going to look at her hair from the side and none of that. We're just going to focus on the argument, okay?
All right, don't be
let me try
so
to speed this
mean.
up just a little so that we can get
be so
to the
mean.
part where she starts talking about the
My
baby.
crescent with a fork and a knife.
So now he has got this woman to now start calling it a crescent. This is how ignorance spreads. You all know I'm a
She's
gardener,
just being
and you know that disease
Tonya, come on now. She's just being submissive. I mean, she's just being submissive, that's all.
in the garden spreads from proximity to disease.
Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm eating my crescent with a fork and a knife.
I feel like the women won't be listening like something wrong.
I called it a croissant. My husband said crescent, so.
So regardless of what is the right or wrong way to say it, so now I don't know what he said, but it sounded as if he's really punctuating that point of how she needs to be calling it a crescent.
I think it's different.
I know. I'm eating my croissant with a fork and a knife. It's a reason why I came on this live today. Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm sure by now, y'all would have expected this live. Maybe not. But there's a reason why I'm on here today. Because y'all don't know me. But those that know me, they know me.
I don't know you.
I mean, this week here I've been called everything but a child of God. In which that I am. A child of God. Of His. The Most High God. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Ew.
Hey, my baby, how you doing? They've been disrespecting your cousin all week long. Look what I have here. I have a subject today. I love to see my family support. It shows what type of person we really are. Listen, I'm just going to go ahead on and jump into it. I'll wait for about a few more people. I'll wait for a few more people to come on. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hey, Alita, you may need to come to the lean because, yeah, cuz. Yeah, come on down here, cuz, so they can see that.
You know, I'm really trying, but this video is produced.
That's dude's mom. Just in case you don't know, that's dude's mom. That's Yuck Mouth's mom.
producing a gag reflex in me for some reason, and I don't know why. That doesn't happen, but there's just something just really just repulsive about.
First experience as a father was a very painful and hurtful experience as a father. And no, I'm not making no excuses. I don't need an excuse. I don't need to defend him. I don't need to do none of that. I do not need to do any of that. He's my son. So what do y'all expect for me to do? But just know that he has a mother and a father, 5 siblings, 19 different nieces and nephews, and he has never hurt a flea.
I don't know if I believe that, but the bottom line, 19 nieces and nephews. Uh-oh, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he lays his hat is his home.
What he did, he gave y'all what y'all seemed like y'all was sitting back waiting for. That's social media, people.
Metal Heart, that crescent looks good.
There is a lot of things that go on social media, including some of the things y'all done did and said. My thing is, why he gotta be all of this, that, and the third? Y'all don't even know. You guys have
You put it
no
out there, they get to judge.
clue.
Let me speed this back up because
It's his son. It's not y'all. The minute you can say what you want to say, Tamika. I don't need to make no excuse. I've said that before. I don't need an excuse. Not one. I don't even have to defend. But see, the thing about it is, y'all not here. Y'all not a part of our family, and y'all definitely don't walk in his shoes.
Okay, I think we can put her in the department of the super mammy. I think we're gonna have to just go with that word. I was thinking about using black male identified, but I think she's gone far past that.
His son had cancer, honey. His son died from cancer.
And he's ecstatic about it. That's the problem. It's almost like he wished away his, his black male baby.
Exactly.
He said exactly.
You're right. I shouldn't be on social media. But baby, I don't need social media attention. I'm a star already. I get attention. I'm an actress. Look me up. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay. She's saying she's an actress too. Here we go.
I don't need no distributions. I don't need no Facebook likes. I don't need nothing from nobody but God. God supplies all of my needs. And he supplies the needs of my family. Y'all may need the hype or whatever they call it. Y'all may need the views. Y'all may need it. I don't. Basically, what I'm saying is before y'all begin to judge people, know them first. And if you don't know them, don't judge them.
This is what she came on to say.
But y'all will do that anyway. The Bible tells us that he, without sin, cast the first stone.
He said that he was glad his son was no longer living so that he didn't have to pay child support. And people have a reaction to that. And
Yeah, it's always child support. They don't care. Phoenix Soul, yes, please. She is incorrigible. What I put her on pause to stop her. That's what Phoenix Soul was saying. And then why seeking knowledge? Male identified, low self-esteem, defending degeneracy. He will never rise. No pressure to be better. And her co-signing. Yep.
And her response is that you all have done some stuff too. What am I supposed to do? That was his son. Let me speed this up some more because this is
Phoenix Soul, she's acting like she's strong.
Let's go to 1.75.
Many children have
Indiana Mom, if she's an actress, I'm Queen of Sheba.
made many of their parents cry many of night. But guess what? I never cried. The only time I ever cried at night about my son is after he lost his son.
Hazelbug said, ew, Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
And he have a father. Yes, he grew up in a 2-parent home, honey. Mm-hmm.
That's even worse. That doesn't make it any better. He's not a 2-parent home type of guy. He made that clear.
Yes, he did. He had manners. He had instruction. More than I can say for a lot of y'all. Mm-hmm. I ain't never have to stay up at night crying. Very responsible. Only time I cry at night, all night, after he lost his son, and seeing that hurt on his face. I can understand people that say that.
He had no hurt on his face. He's relieved. He was crying in relief.
Straight face. Only time I cry. But no, I never laid up crying all night, wondering where he was, wondering what he was doing. Nope. I have 5 children, and those are none of those children. I pray cover. I understand. That's your opinion.
Bridget says, not that he was glad his son was out of misery or is with the Lord. He's glad he doesn't have to pay child support. Bars.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And one thing I don't do, y'all can't get me in my feelings. There's nothing y'all can say in these comments that'll make me act out, because that's not my character.
So then please understand that it is your son's character to come out and say he's happy he doesn't have to pay child support.
I know that's right, TKO. No one has the room to judge illegal. No one. Ooh. And y'all brought this quick.
And then did anything else over here, y'all? The country fried steak. There y'all go.
Me and his dad is out to dinner on Sunday, which is what we do every Sunday. Out to dinner. We're enjoying our Sunday dinner. We've been doing this for the last 30 years we've been married. Yeah, Robert's parent has been
married 30 years.
30 years. Actually been together for about 37, almost 30.
You see, part of the issue is that people think just being married is enough. That coming from a 2-parent household is enough. That enduring someone for 37 years is enough. She says she'd been married for 30 years. I guess they were, living in sin or for 37, 38 years, like she's saying. I don't know. I'm not here to judge this woman's life. However, I need to tell you all that the caliber of the father matters. The caliber of the mother matters. The caliber of the household that they were raised in and what it is that they saw and how it is that they were instructed, both growing up and now that they're adults. What is it that we are seeing being demonstrated by this video that she thinks that just being in a relationship for 37 years is enough? And then what is it that your son saw in this household, heard from the males around him, that makes him feel that he is just community peen, dropping dick here and there? So you got to ask yourself what went wrong. You're in a household with a partner for 37 years, but your son cannot stand women. He can't stand to be with a woman more than once or twice. That he says he's not the type of N-word. Why is your son calling himself an N-word? This is how he's referring to himself. When will you take the time to put a hand on your son's shoulder and say, son, you're not an N-word. Why are you calling yourself one publicly? Who is going to talk with him about what it is and how it is that he's living? He's making videos with feces being pushed out of his rectum. This is what he's doing. He didn't put his dentures in, didn't wash his teeth, brush his mouth, none of that. Ma'am, this is not what needs to be defended right now.
38 years.
Oh, and that's right. And he's calling women all types of bitches and stuff, females. Ma'am, I don't know where the failing came in, whether he needed therapy as a teen or, because you see, children, when they're around 12, 13, and they start coming into themselves as tweens, as the beginning part of young adults, their friends have more, according to data, their friends have more influence over them than their parents do. Who were the people that he was around? What type of area was he raised in? What are his uncles saying in his ear? Because
it's just crazy. I guess there's no formula to having a good son. I mean, I always thought, it was having a 2-parent household, but apparently that's not the case. You just have to hope that, the person just has a good soul, regardless. He came from a 2-parent household with having a bandit mind. That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. I mean, who, how did he get to the point? See, that's what I'm saying is like, he didn't learn slang and D from his parents, obviously. So I'm telling you that there's an outer, let's put it this, peer pressure has more influence than parents in most cases do, at least in our community. Because he's got a group of other men who do the same thing, right? JG Music, she put up with this man's abuse for 30 years saying she can't do better. She devalued herself. Bars.
Something went terribly awry that he doesn't like women, and I guess he isn't living in his truth. Because if you
And they are so dangerous. These types of men like this are very dangerous.
don't like women, yet you're still having intercourse, this is a conversation right there. Be celibate. He claims he likes to meditate, which I can only imagine that his form of meditation is some sort of
Creepy shit. Indiana mom, he hates himself and his parents' relationship. He'll spend the rest of his life making Black women and children pay for his misery. Bars.
illegal substance, or some of it is legal in some places. Maybe sitting down puffing a blunt in the dark, listening to some of the trap music that he is perhaps making.
Act natural under pressure. Damn, y'all see that? I'm on my phone.
He was raised in a good home. You too, Takira. Thank you, baby. Y'all can come in with all of your Facebook posts that y'all say that he did or that's on there. I've seen them all. But again, I will let y'all, what do y'all want me to do? Beat him? Kill him? Put him back in my womb and get rid of him? I'm his mama. And I don't ever have to defend none of my children. They do a pretty good job of that themselves.
Question for the mothers in the house. If your adult child is on the internet calling women bees, calling himself an N-word, and saying that he's glad his son was dead because he doesn't have to pay child support, what are the options? Let's see what the options are that are out there for you to take as a mother, so that hopefully when this woman sees this video, that she can do some of the self-love lessons for herself and figure out how to navigate in a healthy way in this relationship.
Why seek knowledge? Lumps and scars in her face. She's ghetto. She's been beaten by her man or in the streets.
What are some of the options, mothers? Let's see what some of you have to say out there in terms of, because she feels that the only options are to beat him. Let's see. No. Let's see.
That sounds like the music that his mother would be playing.
All right, let's see what some of these options are.
Okay, let me pause it right there. I think we've seen enough of that one. I think I got one. Oh shit, this one.
Okay, and you were what, approximately 38 years old at the time?
I think I was 35.
Oh,
Welcome to Most Involved Fathers. Here we go.
you were what, approximately 38 years old at the time?
I think I was 35.
Oh, 35. Okay, and she was 10. Okay, and how many times did it happen?
Twice.
Twice?
No, yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before I even saw the hearing, I knew that he was locked up for these kind of offenses. Unfortunately, we see that many inmates try to hijack.
If you don't know it, he had statutory stuff with a 10-year-old when he was 35.
The crucifix and put it around their neck for these parole hearings, thinking that they're going to fool us. And yet they don't know that it's actually a big symbol saying, look at what I did. Look what's in my jacket.
Second offense,
Offense was forcible 2 counts, introduced or contraband in a municipal or parish prison or jail. Sentencing date 9/5/2027. Sentence to 20 years hard labor, each count to run concurrent with each other. 2 years hard labor run consecutively. Parole date is 8/8/2024. Good time date is 10/20/2034. Full term date is 2/8/2036. Would you like to make a statement?
Yes, sir. I would like to start off by saying that I apologize for my foolish actions for causing pain and hurt to so many people that love me. And they were stupid for even putting myself in a situation like that. And I'm kind of glad that I'm in the position I'm in right now for better correction and conviction, and would like to share that, to be able to share that with others whenever that I do get out, so they won't make the same decisions that I made, you know. And I would like to learn. I learned how to discipline myself and to be focused, more focused and positive, to establish a more productive life and regain my sanity. And I would like to be able to share that with others on the outside
Oh, no, thanks.
for better productive life and correction.
Thank you. Would the staff like to read what they have?
Yes, sir. We've had Mr. Jones here for a while. He completed the 9th grade, but he's currently enrolled in GED here at CPCF. Mr. Jones is also currently enrolled in Thinking for a Change, and he is in our faith-based Christian dorm where he participates in Recovery Through Christ, Malachi Dads, and other programs. He is also doing a distant learning Bible course that he's been doing off and on since I think 2021. The staff here have had no problems with Mr. Jones. The GED lady instructor wrote a letter on his behalf. I don't know if you want me to read the letter she wrote.
Yes, please.
She said, "Dear Parole Board, I'm writing to express my unyielding support for Bourne Jones, who is up for parole review. My student, Bourne Jones, has exemplified how a student should conduct himself. He has been a pleasure to instruct, studious, eager to learn, and has worked very hard to meet all of his class obligations."
I need to remind you that every criminal that gets out, they get these kind of recommendations or whatever you want to call it. And the problem is that, I mean, really, to me, the way the dude looks, the way he's carrying himself, doesn't give me much relief. It doesn't make me feel comfortable. I guarantee you, all he's trying to do is play the game so he can get out, and then do more damage, because 70% of the time, that's what happens. Welcome, Die Rich. Die Rich in the house.
During his incarceration, he has made commendable efforts to rectify his past wrongs, have engaged in multiple
Exactly. They best behave in jail.
programs aimed at self-improvement and skills acquisitions, and she sincerely urges the board to consider this letter of support during his upcoming
As far as Act Natural, you can fool a lot of people with religion. Yep.
hearing. Thank you for your time and consideration, Ms. Delta Grove.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Did
We
y'all get a copy of all his certificates?
Yes, we have copies of it. Yes.
And then our security staff also said that they have had no discipline reports on him. He works as our
Of course not. Of course not. They're not 10 years old. Of course there's not a problem. They're not 10 years old, and they're not a girl.
man. As needed, gives them no problems. He's not had any write-ups, and they had nothing but good things to say about his behavior on compound.
Thank you so much. We have someone too here on your behalf, and that is Ms. Freeman. Frida Edmond, your aunt.
Yes, sir.
She's going to speak, and then Vicki Holmes is here on your behalf, and Miss Mildred Holmes Jones, your aunt. She's here too, but Frida Edmond is going to speak. Is she ready? Miss Edmond?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. I'm Frida Edmond. Thank you all for taking the opportunity to hear me. I'm Vaughn Jones's aunt, oldest aunt. And I feel and believe that he has learned his lesson and he's taken the right path into correcting his life. And I feel as though given a second chance, he would be a more productive citizen. We have established everything for him to come home. And
Oh, he doesn't get to go home to a man's house. He has to go to a woman's house. I wonder why that is. I thought men were like, they ran everything and everything. The red pill always said that, women were out there, in the, having problems with, finding a place to rent and stuff. But this dude, he ain't going home to no man's house to hang out, his father's house to hang out. He's going to his aunt's house. But then he will turn around, and I guarantee you, he will spit in her face. Just like, exactly like what Austin did to his mom.
Even though I don't live in Ville Platte, I live in Shreveport, and but I go home a lot. And my nephews and nieces and all them, they do depend on me, and I'm there for them, as well as my other siblings. So I think giving him that second chance would not only be beneficial to him, but others he may encounter to help them to change their lives if they're on the wrong path. But I think he'll be a great mentor in the community, letting everyone see how he have changed. And I see just by looking at him, he has changed. His
No, are you kidding? He looks like a serial deleter. He looks like a serial deleter, just the heads all hanging back and everything. I'm like, dude.
demeanor is different, So I would appreciate
mentor.
It if you all would consider granting him this parole, and I promise I'll do everything in my ability to ensure that he does not go back.
Oh, he's going back. I'm telling you, I can tell you right now, he's going back.
Whatever I can do financially, emotionally, physically for him,
Oh my God. So I thought men were the independent ones. What's going on here? What's going on here? He looks like he doesn't care. Exactly, middle heart.
Didn't you do that?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up.
Mr. Jones, Ms. Stapleton is handling your case today, and I'm going to turn it over to her.
Okay, so there wasn't anybody else who wanted to speak? They're just present?
No, it was just one.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, yes, sir. Mr. Jones, I'd like for you to tell me how you got that charge of aggravated 2 counts, because that's what your actual charge was. How did that happen?
It all started behind a message in the phone.
With a 10-year-old?
Yes. Then,
You were living there now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so
I
you're
was living there at the time, yes, ma'am.
right. And so you're texting this 10-year-old?
No, it started behind a text in the phone. And the phone that she had, it was for somebody else. And the person that they gave it back to went through it, and it had a text in there that said that that my mom and dad is fussing, and that she won't be able to have sex with her dad tonight. That's what the text said.
Mm-hmm.
And in the phone, and it all and the stuff just start transpiring according to that.
Right. And who found that, Tom, by the way?
McKnight says this about his auntie. She is ready to be Jesus Christ for him.
Was it an aunt? Somebody like that?
No, the mother gave it to her ex-boyfriend.
Okay. And so that's when that text was discovered.
Yes, ma'am.
And they decided to check with the daughter to see what was going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did the daughter tell him at first what was going on? She was only 10 years old.
Yeah, at first she denied the allegation because it was me, her, and her grandfather sitting down talking, and she denied it at first, but afterwards, when they took her to the hospital and found out that she was been tampered with, and that's
Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the like, everybody. Hit the like.
and everything else just escalated from there.
Yeah, that's what I read, that the child was questioned in front of you as to whether or not it had happened.
Yes, ma'am.
That's traumatizing right there. So then they go to the hospital and they examine the child.
Yes, ma'am.
And they find out, in fact, there had been sexual intercourse. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So where do you get involved in that?
Well, I was there. I was living there at the time.
And so you did it or didn't do it?
I mean, I'm guilty of the charge.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get to. So you're the one that had sexual intercourse with a 10-year-old, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you were.
Charge.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get to. So you're the one that had sexual intercourse with a 10-year-old, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I'm trying to get to. So you're the one that had sexual intercourse with a 10-year-old, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I played it 3 times because I want to remind you now. Now you realize why in the chocolate red pill, you hit the wall at 30 because they want to start at 10.
Okay. And you were what, approximately 38 years old at the time?
I think I was 35.
Oh, 35. Okay. And she was 10. Okay. And how many times did it happen?
Twice.
Twice?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what else. Yeah. All right, and so then
I read she nailed it, and his effing aunt is up there pleading for him.
in that charge, which was actually aggravated rape, it got pled down to forcible rape. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And both of those were 2 counts.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, had you gotten
Wait, I stand corrected. Mental Heart says it's 25. We hit the wall.
aggravated rape, I'm thinking by today's charges, an aggravated rape would be a life sentence.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And so you would have had 2 life sentences had you gotten what you actually did. So now you've been pled down to 20 years and it's for 2 counts and they're going to run concurrent. Am I correct?
Ma'am.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to me about all this? I mean, not just me, everybody, anybody.
Yes, ma'am. I'm truly apologize for my actions and my wrongs, and I admit to my wrongs. And I've been sitting down to have time to think about everything that I have done, and I'm truly apologize for it, and I'm sorry that it ever happened and it ever crossed in my mind to even think about doing something so foolish as that. And I'm sorry for hurting those that I have done it to and the family of those that I have done it to. And hopefully deeply they accept my apology and forgive me so I could strengthen myself to strengthen others.
Well, let me tell you something. The word you keep using twice, that it was a foolish action, you used that word, and now you just again said foolish. What you did was not foolish, it was heinous, and it was cruel. And we just had a young lady, that appeared that something like this happened to her. And I've heard other young victims say the same thing. They just simply don't recover from it because you stole that baby's innocence. I want you to know that it is not a foolish action. It is a lifelong action to that victim.
A disgusting action.
You robbed from her something she will never get back. I want you to know that you have strong opposition from the DA's office. And the statement is the victim was only 10 years old. And you also have strong opposition from the sheriff's office. That is all I have to say. So it goes to whoever would like to speak next.
Mr. Prater, you have any questions?
No question.
I have no questions also. Is the board ready to vote?
Yes.
Ms. Stapleton?
I vote to deny because you need more time there. I didn't notice that you had any sex offender classes. You do have a lot of classes, but I didn't notice sex offender classes. So if
That speaks volumes. The fact that he didn't take any offender classes, it tells you that he probably doesn't feel bad about it. If you felt bad about doing something like that, the first thing you would want to do is fix yourself.
I'm wrong about that, I hope that you will get some sex offender classes. And I think you need to spend more time so that you can accomplish at least those goals. And you just haven't served enough time as a heinous crime.
Mr. Prater?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Just deny, not enough time. Sorry.
Yes.
Deny.
Mr. Jones, my vote is also to deny. I'm glad that you're taking some steps forward and doing some good things there where you are. I think you need to get some more sexual abuse classes, and I hope that you will continue on this good path. This concludes, you've been denied today, and this concludes our business for today. We're going to sign off at 12:42 p.m.
All right. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm going to kick the beat. What do we got coming up? I think we got another ladies' night. But anyway, let me hit the beat. And right about now, here we go. I hope everybody, make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. This is DJ Torch. And friends. You guys seeking knowledge. Indiana Mom. Ghetto High. Die Rich. It's not hard to fool me. JG Music. Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Got your friend The Bug. I follow. Here's the new time. I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. Most involved fathers. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Oh. Speak of love. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find a better one. Knowledge. If you need anything, hit me up, okay? It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me, no, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and you, Bridget. Okay, watch knowledge. Hit me up. I will see everybody tomorrow. Wait, maybe not tomorrow, maybe the next day, but I'm gonna see you.